Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and the question that I had upon reading this headline I'm about to share with you is XRP being used? Is on-demand liquidity in play? And indeed, we're going to get to that. The headline in this piece, 3s Money Club, has announced that they are joining RippleNet. And so when I see things like that, they always capture my attention. So I'm going to be running through that with you. And then I got some tweets from the XRP community, including, oh, by the way, David Schwartz put out a tweet just a couple hours ago I'm going to share with you, which I just found fascinating. I think you'll enjoy it. And then I'll wrap up this video with an article from Cointelegraph titled, US SEC seeks to reopen case against Bitcoin fraudster, seeks penalties. Ooh, wrath gonna come on down on that guy. But, it's as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. That's a cold, hard fact. But before we get going any further, I'm just teasing. Yeah, my grandpappy did say that, though. Before we get going any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button and go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, because if you don't, you are dead to me. All right, into the content now. So I got this first piece from Savage XRP, who tagged me along with the digital asset investor and Roses on the Moon. And again, titled 3s Money Club has announced that they are joining RippleNet. And so I was like, what is 3s Money Club? So I went ahead and pulled up my Webernets. I got the Googles here, and I typed in 3s Money Club. And you can see right here, 3s Money Club is an online banking service focusing on international trade, high payment volumes, or high value payments, rather. How about that? So I went to their website, and I don't want to read a bunch of stuff from their website, but this little piece right here I would like to share with you. Oh, hold on. Let me accept this cookie at the bottom right of my screen. There you go, 3S. I've accepted your cookie. But I do want to share with you this piece, because just in reading through this, I was like, that seems like it really line up with the what we would call the vision for the Internet of Value, as Ripple sees it anyway. So anyway, just real briefly. 3s Money Club was launched, and by the way, they were launched in 2009. So 3s Money Club was launched by a team of experienced merchant bankers and fintech professionals, all disillusioned with high street banks that fail to understand the intricate workings and unique needs of businesses. We believe that modern financial technology should provide fairness in banking, offering equal access to banking no matter where you trade. We aim to provide a much-needed personal touch in a highly technological industry, effortlessly marrying the old-fashioned merchant banking experience with cutting-edge financial technology. 3s Money Club is a banking service for a community of selected cross-border businesses where members are accepted by invitation only. Does that not sound like they could perhaps be beneficiaries of Ripple's on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP? Yes, the tough questions asked on the Moon Lambo channel. So take a look at this piece, and again, it's from XRP right now. 3s Money Club has made an official announcement via LinkedIn just a few hours ago that they have joined RippleNet. 3s Money Club is an online banking service focusing on international trade. And you can see on the screen they got a little capture of the actual tweet put out by Ivan Zivnisky. I'm sure I butchered that. Moon Lambo's trying hard, though. Giving it the old college try. According to Ivan Zivnisky, nailed it that time, who was a digital merchant banker, he said, quote, by joining Ripple's growing global network, financial institutions can process payments worldwide instantly, reliably, and cost-effectively. It allows network members to exchange instant messages such as live quotes. How about that? Live quotes. And payment instructions over one standardized and validated protocol, in contrast with 3SMC, is now connected to 4 banking partners through APIs. Each integration is unique and separate. It's something that seems as simplistic as real-time quotes, live quotes. Before Ripple, you understand that wasn't a thing. You had Swift, which is a unidirectional messaging system, which you had to leverage, the pre-funded accounts, dormant capital the world over prior, and you didn't know what the hell the transaction was going to cost. Maybe somebody would kindly ballpark it for you with what it might cost without promising anything, because all the fees that accumulate along the path, if there's a bunch of intermediaries throughout the correspondent banking system, you don't know what that's going to be. They just charge you whatever it is. I'm sure they have procedures in place, but you don't know what it's going to cost. You couldn't get live quotes. But it's so cool now because even when institutions jump on board, they're just using, say, the messaging portion of RippleNet, formerly known as Xcurrent. Well, even if you're not utilizing on-demand liquidity yet, if you're operating in a corridor where on-demand liquidity exists, you can see the real-time quotes. You can see here's what it costs through the legacy system. Here's what it would cost if you utilize on-demand liquidity. You can see both on your screen before pushing the transaction through. What do you think is going to happen over time? To me, it couldn't be more clear. Now, there's a reason that you haven't just seen crazily explosive growth as it pertains to on-demand liquidity. It's because you're building an entire network. You're building out the infrastructure. You're laying the tracks, as they like to say, so that the trains can run. There's not sufficient liquidity in XRP yet, and there aren't sufficient market makers and liquidity providers the world over, but that's what's being built out. That's the cool part about being involved in the world of cryptocurrency, specifically as an XRP community member right now, because it hasn't happened yet. If it had happened by now, well, then it's too late, but it's not. So for me as an XRP holder, this is one of the reasons that I remain bullish. I mean, other than that, obviously, there's 11 billion other things going on in terms of positioning XRP to be positioned for real-world utility. I just made a video on that for one other new use case that is being launched, well, essentially now. Anyway, A3s Money Club offers same-day payments in the UK, Europe, Russia, China, and EMEA. We want to highlight the EMEA here, as we covered an article on November 26 titled RippleNet Expansion Coming in 2020. Ripple stated earlier in the year that they would be rapidly expanding, and one of the areas they were focused on was the EMEA, which includes Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. 3S Money Club is the perfect partner to help make payments in this area of the world. And then they wrap up by stating, we have reached out to 3S Money Club asking if they would be utilizing on-demand liquidity. If we hear back, we will make sure to update the article. And to me, again, it's just a matter of time, because even if they won't be right now, as long as the corridors are sufficiently liquid and from a regulatory perspective, everything's all hammered out, you got a new corridor open, if you're a business operating in that corridor, you would be foolish to not utilize that if it offers a quicker transaction at a lower price. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer, and we know that businesses need XRP to make that happen. And if they need it to happen, I mean, come on, we all understand supply and demand, don't we? That's why we hold XRP. We know that businesses need it, and we have it. That's the speculation side of it. That's it. It's no more complex than that. Well, at least not on the surface. If you want to give like a surface explanation of why it makes sense to hold XRP, which is not financial advice, it's just my opinion. That's it. I mean, of course, there are a lot of intricacies, but still. So let me go ahead and hop forward now and share with you a tweet from David Schwartz. That's Ripple's CTO, co-creator of the XRP ledger. And he tweeted this out just a couple hours or so ago. Want to see what $200 billion looks like? And he had this image right here. And so I wasn't quite sure what that currency was, but I had an idea, and somebody below wrote Zimbabwean. There we go. Because Frecky wrote must be Venezuelan, and then somebody named Chung Chan wrote Zimbabwean. And that's what I was initially thinking, but so presumably that's what it is. And so there you go, runaway inflation. Have you ever seen the picture? There's an image of a guy in Zimbabwe with a wheelbarrow full of cash, just pushing it through town. And I don't know what he was going to buy, but it was something like a jug of water or something. It was something like just an everyday type of thing like that. And because of the runaway inflation, it just had just a wheelbarrow full of cash. So there you go. That's $200 billion on the screen right there from David Schwartz. All right, next I wanted to share with you this from XRP Crow. He's an XRP community member who does a great job putting out all sorts of infographics, so I wanted to just give a shout out. I came across this in my Twitter feed while I was mapping out the videos I was going to release today. And he's got a new XRP Community Poster coming out. And so that'll be in the first quarter of 2020. And so if you want to check it out, you can find him on Twitter. He's at Status, at STEDAS. And if you're interested, it's supposed to be the biggest community poster that he's ever created. He wrote XXL Community Poster. So I just wanted to highlight that, because when people are doing good stuff in the XRP community, I want to help spread the word. I like doing that. All right, next here is a piece from Cointelegraph. U.S. SEC seeks to reopen case against Bitcoin fraudster, seeks penalties. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has filed to reopen a case against Bitcoin fraudster Renwick Hadow. So you can already tell right there, that name, it's just not trustworthy whatsoever. Renwick? No. Somebody out there listening right now is named Renwick and yelling at me right now. As he has not resolved the regulator's claims for monetary relief against him. On December 6th, the agency submitted a letter to Judge Lorna G. Schofield of the New York Southern District Court requesting to open the case against Hadow. Last year, the SEC accused Hadow of defrauding Bitcoin investors out of $37 million. The court found him guilty in June of 2019. And again, as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. In the letter, the SEC notes that the court gave a partial consent judgment on Hadow on September 10th of 2019, after which Judge Schofield closed the case on December 5th. The SEC states that the consent judgment and case closure left its claims for monetary penalties unsettled. The SEC expects to either reach an agreement on monetary relief or move to seek monetary relief should the court reopen the case. As Cointelegraph previously reported, Hadow was extradited from Morocco to the United States and appeared in a Manhattan District Court last April. The Department of Justice claimed that Hadow misappropriated investor funds and made false and misleading representations to investors in Bitcoin Store, Barworks, and related schemes from November 2014 to June 2017. Look, these types of things will always catch up to the people that are involved with them, but silver lining, it's interesting crypto news content for YouTube. Silver lining? I don't know. Trying to turn it into a positive. People. Maybe just don't be a D-bag. Can I say that? Earmuffs. All right, that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!